If you ever notice that in life, as you're learning and you're exposed to different things, your perspective, your outlook changes. And throughout your life, things that you believed before, it'll change as you learn new things and as you see things from different perspectives, and some of your beliefs will change. And that's a part of you growing and a part of you becoming more knowledgeable in things. So when you run into people that have the same viewpoint that they had like 10 years ago, they haven't really learned anything. They haven't grown. So they're living in this bubble of reality that nothing ever changes. And they don't meet new people. Because as you meet new people, and you start to hear their story, you start to see the human side of the struggle they go through, even if it has nothing to do with you personally. When you start to understand that other people are going through struggles that maybe you don't go through, but it makes them real, it makes them human, and you start to have compassion for different people's situations. But when you don't learn, when you're not exposed to anything outside of your own little bubble, you can't grow. You can't gain a better understanding of the kind of things that people go through, the kind of struggles they have, the kind of triumphs they have. You know, it leaves you as a not very well-rounded person. And so then when you're in situations where you're dealing with different people, you don't know how to deal with them, because you have no point of reference of understanding, okay, this person is a person, and yeah, maybe they have different viewpoints than me, but there's a reason, there's a history behind, and it might be a false history, but there's a history, there's a perceived reality that they have, there's fears that they have that maybe you don't have, that are very real for them because they haven't been exposed to anything outside of their bubble. So it's easy for us to judge people, to look down on people, to write them off and say, oh, their viewpoint isn't valid because they don't know all the stuff that we know. But the truth is, they might not know all the stuff that you know. And so the only reason that they think the way they think is because they haven't had the opportunity yet to learn and to grow and to see the world in different viewpoints from different perspectives. So we get into a point where we judge people and we want to be like on this hierarchy, and we feel better because we're further ahead than someone else. But it's only because we're able to open our minds and really look at things, look at perspectives that maybe we don't agree with, and start to look at, okay, why is that person saying that? Where's that coming from? What does that really mean in the big picture of things? And is some of their concerns valid? Is some of their concerns real concerns? Is some of the things that they're worried about or they're fearful of things I have never even considered? And once you start to look at the world in that kind of a way, it's easier for you to have a dialogue with someone, because you can understand sometimes their perspective and you can help them sometimes, but other times you get your eyes opened up to, oh, okay, that happens to some people. So everything's not the same for everybody. Yeah, life is easy for me in certain areas. They're not easy for everybody. Some people have real struggles and they really have a hard time to get to where I am because of things that have happened to them in the past, traumas. It could be perceived fears, whatever it is. There's things that are holding them back that don't hold me back anymore. But they're real. There are real things that might be holding another person back. And if we don't acknowledge that, then we just write them off as they're lazy, they're uneducated, they're not very smart. When it might not be any of those things. It might be that they can't access opportunities that we can, and maybe because of their mindset, it may be because of past traumas that they haven't let go of yet, it may be because of the environment they're in, but it's real for them. They really cannot access the same opportunities that maybe we can access now because our minds have been open. We can see things from different perspectives. So it's hard for us to be open without judging unless we really understand and are willing to listen to people's points of view and understand that their fears are real for them. Whether their fears are real or not, they're real for them, and we have to respect that. And once we can respect that, then we can have proper dialogue, start to help people to understand, hey, there's a better way to see things, there's a better way to do things, there's a better way to think, a better way to act. All of those things are things you can help people with once you allow them to be in the state that they're in the mindset that they're in, and don't discredit it, don't look down on it, but respect it, and then you can have open dialogue. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, is just really being open-minded and understanding not everybody's on the same level. We don't all start out on the same level. We don't all have the same access to opportunities, and some people have to work a lot harder to get to the opportunities that you have that come naturally or easily for you. So we shouldn't think of that we're better than somebody just because we have easier access to opportunities, or we can see things from different perspectives that they're maybe blind to. Doesn't mean that they're less than. It just means they're not where we are at right now. If they can get there, we can help them if we're open-minded to be able to talk to them about it. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Until next time, we'll talk to you again.